Hello everyone. I've decided to talk about the poem Can Earth Be Earth by Ed Hoffmeister. Before I get into the presentation, I did try to do research on the author himself, and unfortunately I couldn't find where he was born or when this poem was made. I actually came across this poem while surfing on the internet on Earth Day, and it was just really caught my eye, and it was a beautiful poem. So this poem immediately caught my eye due to the clear imagery and theme that Hoffmeister displayed throughout the poem. The theme in the poem, Can Earth Be Earth, is destruction and ignorance. Hoffmeister goes through the possibilities of what Earth will end up like if humans continue to be ignorant to the Earth. So the poem, without further ado, Can Earth be Earth when all its trees are gone, and sudsy waters have become unfit, and poison life no longer greets the dawn with ruckus sounds that death has caused to quit? Will trees no longer wave with limbs unfurled on hapless earth that ever in orbit roams? Will human ego sacrifice the world to satiate its lust for pompous homes? Will distant space look down on orb that's bald? I can now hear the mother say, I was once called earth, but now bereft of mirth, I weep. The treeless orbs no longer earth. I came across this poem, as I said before, last year on Earth Day while just surfing across the web. When I first read the poem, I felt very connected in a sense that it has a powerful meaning behind the poem, and I've selected this as my favorite because taking care and respecting the earth is very important to me, and I feel that it should be important to everyone as well. So during high school, just a little background information on me, I used to work at Panera, and all of a sudden one day I realized that we had so much plastic and that we just kept throwing it in a garbage with everything else, and that was just going to a landfill, and it wasn't being taken care of the way that it should have been. So after that, it just had a really big impact on me, and then I started asking everyone towards the end of me working at Panera, I started asking everyone to just dedicate one garbage to recycling, so in that way I would go on my own time and I would recycle it because it was just hurting me. I don't know. So since then, I've always tried to help and pick up garbage or recycle in any way that I can. Similar to this poem, I do believe that Ed Hoffmeister has the same goal as I do, to help spread the word and educate others on how they can make a difference. Upon dissecting the poem line by line, a few lines resonated in my mind. In line 4, it said that, with ruckus sounds that death has caused to quit. Line 4 can be translated into harsh and loud noises that result in death. This immediately made me think of large forest fires and the damage that they do. With an increase in global warming, California has had several fires that often result in the death of many animals as they are not able to escape the fire. Line 4 is also a great example of how the author gave me a clear sense of imagery so that I can almost feel that I am in the poem myself, and I'm looking around and I'm seeing all these things and the impact in what's going to happen to the earth if we don't take care of it. Another line that caught my eye right away was, will human ego sacrifice the earth to satiate its lust for pompous homes? Lines 7 and 8 display one of the problems that are presented in this poem. Translated in loose words, will our blindness and selfishness kill the earth to satisfy our desire to a full as we lust for grand homes? In my translation, I felt 3 lines were significant to me as well. Due to the fact many corporations are a major factor in Earth's destruction, with mass production, the ozone layer is decreasingly rapidly. People that own a major corporation care about the profit and how many items they can produce and sell, not what kind of damage is being done to the earth. It's destructive because people who have poor labor conditions and low pay work in these industries, and it's just not right to be doing that to them just for the greed of money and power and wealth. It's these types of problems that one person doesn't normally think about while they go and shop at a corporation. For example, there's Target, Walmart, Best Buy, any big corporation you can think of, there's probably labor in another country that's going to be very poor conditions and not enough pay. Earth is given the personification of Mother Earth that the author uses so that the reader can connect to the importance of Earth. By using personification, the reader connects to the Earth more. So back to the personification. He displays personification in lines 11 and 12, and he speaks if Mother Earth is past to the point of no return and it's close to death. Following as, I was once called Earth, but now bereft of mirth, I weep. meaning she was once Mother Earth, but now she is robbed of her beauty and was taken advantage of by the humans for their amusement, and now she cries. While reading the last few lines, I felt sadness, as this very well could be the possibility of the outcome if people don't change their ways. Overall, I felt a deep sense of compassion and love for the earth. I enjoy how many problems we face can be put into 14 lines and still convey a very powerful meaning to the reader. And throughout dissecting the poem, I felt the power between each line and how it all came together to compose the central theme of the destruction of ignorance. And I definitely strongly recommend this poem to my peers to dive into and take a look at it. Hopefully it'll spark a light in you that wants to make a difference in the world, and little things go a really far way, trust me. And the more these issues are discussed, we can do better as humans. Like, it's not too hard. But thank you for listening.